Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in again to Beach Woodcraft. Today we're beginning the construction of the drawer for our side table. We've got a nice piece of oak that was donated to us by a friend, and we're taking it through the normal milling processes to prepare it to become a drawer box. We trimmed it down to width first this time because the surfaces were pretty darn good already. This was somewhere between rough milled and surfaced all four sides, and I'm not sure. I didn't know they made stuff like that, but at any rate, this particular piece of oak was in really good shape. Here we're testing the height adjustment of a drawer lock bit that we purchased from Rockler. The height came out just as Rockler specified. Next, we've got two pieces of scrap that are milled to the same thickness as our drawer box pieces. This way we'll be able to test on scrap pieces and get this joint correct prior to doing the final project pieces. As you can see, the fence position is not right yet. There's a big overhang on the test piece. The nice thing about it is, since the fence wasn't set back far enough yet, we can continue to move it back and recut the same test pieces without having to use new test pieces. Now, if the fence was too far back, we'd have to start over with new pieces. So this kind of worked out pretty neat. Move the fence back the first time, and we're almost there. We got the tiniest little bit of an overhang. Just got to move it fence back just a teensy bit more, and I think you'll see after that, good to go. So now we're taking the actual drawer box pieces and putting the drawer lock cuts on them, and barring something unusual, they should turn out just right because they're the same thickness as our test pieces. Okay, 8 times normal speed. I'm pulling out my CMT 6-inch dado stack, installing the 2 outer blades and 2 1/8-inch chippers for a 1/2-inch cut. Turns out the panel is 0.479 inches, and I thought this would be fine, but it was too loose. So as you'll see in the next step, we're making an adjustment. So notice we've got one groove too wide and the other just right. So we pulled out one of the 1/8-inch chippers and installed a 3/32 inch chipper in its place. That turned out well. Now we're cutting the grooves in all 4 of this drawer box panels to receive the drawer bottom. Then the next step will be the glue up.
Hello, I've done a dry fit on this drawer that's going to go in our cabinet that's being built in this series. Everything fits well, it's nice and square, dry anyway. Using the lock drawer bit, or I was calling a lock miter bit, but I guess Rockler calls it a lock drawer bit. Using that, I found that you can put the side panel on last, but you can't put front or the back panel of the drawer on last. So just in prep, getting all your stuff ready for doing the glue up and understanding how the thing goes together will help you and lower your stress level during that process. So put some glue on it, and put it back together. I'll skip over the boring bits, or at least I hope I skip over the boring bits. If I miss some, just fast forward through it. Well, that's really in there. Maybe what I'll do is just leave it in there. So I'm going to try to not apply glue to the drawer bottom. I don't really want to glue that in. I want to let it float a little bit, even though being plywood, it's probably okay. I'm still going to try and let it float. I like to use Titebond Extend. It has a longer working time than any of the other glues. This one is indoor glue only, but I believe they have an outdoor version of Extend as well. You'd have to look that up if that's something you're interested in, but it also gives you just a little bit more sense of calm, especially if you're doing something sort of complex, so that you don't feel quite so stressed. I don't know why we as woodworkers get stressed when we're doing glue ups. I guess if you've ever had something kind of set up on you before you finished, or that really caused a major problem, send me a note about it. I'd be interested. I haven't run into that, although I have come close a couple of times to where I just barely got the thing lined up or in place or finished when by the time it was getting pretty tough to move things around. So it would be interesting to just know what the rest of you folks feel about that. drawer lock or lock drawer bits are pretty neat, and the drawer almost, the box almost holds itself together. So I think the glue is certainly needed, but in this case it's really just extra insurance. The other thing that I haven't done yet is I haven't really bought enough clamps, and I'm not going to make the comment that everybody makes, but I personally don't have enough 24-inch or shorter parallel clamps, so I'm going to have to use these gargantuan ones, at least a few of them, and then a few shorter ones too. I kind of wish I didn't have to, but it is, as they say, what it is. I don't really intend to put a super lot of pressure on this. I really just want just a little bit of pressure to kind of keep everything, all the joints looking nice and tight. Everything's lined up. See how we're doing for square. Good. Yeah. These big clamps, when you're clamping something small, they put, you can see it leaning, they just put so much weight on opposite to have the weight go the other way. Probably overkill, but I'm just hoping I don't take it out of square as I tighten it up. Like I said, not a whole lot of pressure, just a little bit of pressure. Just to keep things squeezed in. Get this back in there. I can get. I believe I'm going to be able to do that on this side. Like I said, this is probably overkill, but I'm not clamping anything else up at the moment, so might as well use them if you got them, right?